Magandang araw po mga kababayan at nandito tayo muli at makakasama natin ngayon ang isa na naman ating kababayan na talaga namang tagumpay sa kanyang pagnegosyo dito sa jewelry. Ang brand nila ay tinatawag na Aking Sinta. Makakasama natin si Madam Zoey.
Madam.
Okay, maraming salamat po sa pagpapaunlak at sa oras na binigay niyo sa amin. Magkwentuhan lang tayo.
Yes,
Okay,
thank you very much for having me.
Are you actually born in the Philippines? Tell us about your childhood.
Yes, so I was born in San Pablo City, Laguna. My mom used to live with my lolo and lola because my dad was in Saudi as an OFW. So I was born in San Pablo, which is like the next town away. And then we lived our first kind of few years in Calauan. But my very first memory is when we were living in Calamba, Laguna.
Yeah.
I think it's a city now, actually. And then we moved to a subdivision in Cabuyao, Laguna. And then that's where I grew up.
Most of the time is in Laguna area, right?
Laguna area, definitely, all my life. Until I was 16 when I moved to the UK.
Okay, so 16 when you actually moved to the UK?
Yeah, so 3 or 4 years after Mama moved to the UK.
Okay.
So we went back to live with my lolo in Calauan. And then a few years later, after high school, straight after high school, literally like 7 days after my high school graduation, Mama moved us to England, me and my sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
All of you together at the same time?
My mom was already here, and then she went back, picked
Just to pick you up, guys.
us, yeah.
Wonderful. So nung bata ka ba, nangangarap ka na bang makapunta sa ibang bansa or hindi?
No, to be honest, I didn't want to go.
Okay. And why is that?
Because I got into UP. I was going to do chemical...
UP Los Baños, right?
UP Los Baños, yeah. I was going to do chemical engineering, and I was like, you know, I was happy, I had friends, I knew my life.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, Mom, can I, if I pass and get into UP, can I stay in England? She said no. But then I wanted to go anyway, so I was like, I tried. So I got in and I wanted to go. You
finished high school in Laguna, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then college, did you actually study university in the UK now?
Yes, that was a whole journey in itself.
Okay.
Because when I came here, we didn't have the visa, the indefinite leave to remain. And I started working instead.
Oh, right.
So I was 16 and I was working in Greg's, actually.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, so in Greg's.
Sandwiches stuff,
yeah,
right?
sandwiches.
Tell us about your experience in terms of, obviously you're in the UK already at that time.
Yeah.
Just share us some story about Greg.
Greg's. Yes. There's one time where I just couldn't understand the accents.
Okay, initially?
You know, like initially, I couldn't understand because I think, oh, I can speak English. I can move to a country that speaks English, no problem. But I didn't take into consideration the accents.
Okay.
Like the, like for example, water. Like, can I have water? Or something like that. And I was like, what? And I remember once when this customer, I just couldn't understand what they were talking about.
Yeah.
Because I was just clueless about what the accents were.
Okay.
So I had to ask my manager to serve her. And it was really embarrassing for me because I was like, I pride myself for being the, you know, like you can speak English, you can do it.
Nice.
It's very humbling.
In terms of salary, obviously from Manila, because you're studying high school, diba? You finished high school, that's your first job is pretty much in the UK already. Tama?
Yeah, tama.
So, dun sa experience mo, may discrimination ka bang naramdaman or anything?
I actually worked in Greg's, not on the same branch, at Greg's for like 9 years.
Wow, 9 years?
9 years.
Oh
yeah,
God.
Different branches throughout the year. So, ikwento ko mamaya, like, I went through my university days when I was doing Greg's as well.
At the same time. So it's like kind of working student, right?
Yeah. So at first,
you're working at the same time you're studying.
Yeah. At first I was full time. So apparently our high school diploma is not equivalent to their GCSEs.
Okay.
So I had to go into an A-form college to do GCSEs.
Okay.
And then A levels. And then I had to have a gap year because I didn't have the indefinite leave to remain. So I'll be classed as an international student. So I can't do that. So I had to wait another year to get into university.
Oh, I see.
So it's like a whole journey.
While you're waiting, obviously, to process all those paperwork stuff, you just carry on working with Greg.
I carried on working at Greg's.
Do you remember how much did you get salary in terms of salary-wise? Maybe per week? I don't know. Or how much do you actually get?
It was up per hour.
Oh, so
I
how
think
much
it started as like £5 per hour or something.
What year was it?
2007.
Wow. Okay, that's a long time ago, isn't it? So it's
Yeah.
like 20, yes, nearly 20 years ago.
Yeah. But I remember before I would convert it to peso, and I'm like, every time I buy groceries or I buy,
Yeah.
like, oh, I really like these shoes, I would convert it to peso, and I was like, oh my God, that's too much. Because like, I can't buy that, you know? I don't know if that's a thing. It took me a while to get there and to assimilate to England. I did experience discrimination and like, when people think that I can't speak English because I couldn't understand their accent, or they just speak so softly I didn't hear them, they'd be like, you know.
So that's the difficulties.
Yeah.
Right. Obviously, you learn a lot from the experiences, right? Because 9 years has been a long time. So what is the next job after that? Obviously, as you said, you went to the university after a couple of years, or doing, and then at the same time, you're still working for them.
Yeah.
So,
and then on my final year at university, I actually had enough of it because I was trying for promotions, but I've never said this to anyone. So
that's cool. That's fine. That's fine.
I actually quit because the manager's daughter got promoted over me.
Ah, okay.
So it's like the whole thing about it. And I felt like, oh, is it because I'm not English or things like that? So there's a lot of like microaggressions and things like that I've experienced throughout the years.
Pero tagal nun, 9 years. I mean, obviously, di ba? Parang you got into university. So how, I mean, studying wise, natapos mo yung...
Natapos ko po.
Okay, so what course did you actually take up?
I took genetics for my bachelor's. And then I also continued on to do a master's in medical genetics. So it's very...
So how long it will take you then to do that? I mean, studying wise, how many years you did study here?
So I got in 2008.
Yeah? Finished?
And then I finished in 2017.
Wow, it's
2018.
That's long.
2017.
Yeah, so it's about a long process.
Yeah, it is. It was.
So you just carried on studying at the same time working at Greg. But then obviously after Greg, did you actually work elsewhere?
Yes, I worked in Debenhams in the restaurant.
Okay.
And then I also had a second job, which is a like events coordinator in a hotel.
Okay.
So a lot of like hospitality.
Nice.
Yeah.
Doon sa mga experience mo, ano yung sa tingin mo na pinakamahirap na parang, parang mag-quit na lang ako, magre-resign na ako rito?
The long hours.
Yeah?
Being on your feet a lot. In hotels, in restaurants, everything is just really standing most of the time, and like...
So, but that's pretty normal, right?
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, the hardest bit that you experience, like, you nearly quit, if there is. You know, like, I'm not gonna do this anymore.
Hindi.
So, so parang, apart from obviously physical, di ba, na parang, are you saying na, nakatayo lagi, so that's part of the job, di ba? Pero, in terms of experience na parang, ayoko na nitong trabaho na to. Hindi dumating sa point na gano'n.
Hindi, kasi I had a goal.
Okay.
I had to pay my bills, and so I actually moved out of my mom's house when I was 19.
Okay.
So I was still in uni. So I had to pay my bills. I couldn't quit.
You just kind of carried on, yeah?
Carried on. Like there was no question about it. There was no like, oh, I'm gonna quit because there was a plan B. It was just, I can't quit. Either I get a new job or stick to this until I hit my goal, which is finishing university.
Okay, so that's the goal, right?
Yeah, so that was the goal that kept me going.
Wonderful. But that's very lucky. I mean, it was very rare not to experience such a bad, experience like, I'm gonna quit because of such thing. But then, obviously, in your experience, it looks like, just apart from obviously standing all day, pretty much.
No, I think I just took it in, like, just took the hits.
But you don't remember what the hits was?
No.
Like, it's really hard, like, because sometimes on a daily basis, like, for example, us as a filmmaker, obviously there's sometimes challenges, right, that you have to overcome. But then obviously, on a daily basis, they're always kind of sometimes a challenge that, and then you think, oh Christ, why I'm still doing this, But on your experience, as a working on the sandwich shop, I'm just wondering if there is, on that 9 years, one occasions like you think, I'm not doing this.
I would say it's actually being passed off on promotions because I knew I could do the job. Yeah. But maybe I didn't voice it out that I wanted a promotion, or I didn't think. I think that's the only one that made me actually quit. It wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna quit, I can't do this anymore. Okay,
because it's not like, no challenges like such a challenge.
No,
in other words, so that's pretty much for you is just come in and go.
Come in and go.
And on a daily basis.
My challenges were on the academic side because obviously it's a very academic like degree, and that's kind of like where I struggled. If anything, going to work is easy because then I know what I'm doing.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Mapunta tayo dun sa after na ng, obviously natapos na ng university, what's happened after that?
I got recruited in LinkedIn for a kind of project coordinator role in a big pharma company.
So how do you actually get an offer?
So basically, there was some recruiter on LinkedIn DM'd me, do you want to apply for this job? I applied for the job.
Is it randomly?
Yeah, just randomly.
Just get it
on
random
LinkedIn.
message
But
from...
this was after I did my master's, and I was actually ready to go.
Because you updated your profile.
Yeah, updated
and then
my
people
profile.
see that and then they DM you.
Yeah, exactly.
So did you actually get the job?
I got the job and I stayed there for like 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
How's the experience like in that 5 years?
It was challenging. Okay, maybe this is where I had I'm gonna quit.
The biggest challenge.
Yeah, like
ever.
when I was like, I want to quit now.
Okay, share that story.
They just put on a lot on you because I've worked over the 5 years. I've worked really, really hard to get really good at what I did. Managing projects, and the workload was just going up and up and up, and the compensation doesn't reflect it. I'm doing a lot more extra hours than I should. My health is suffering and things like that.
Yeah.
And that's actually when I started Aking Sinta. Is when, like, towards the tail end of that employment.
So you are working at Linking as a coordinator, right? So yung Aking Sinta, how do you actually kind of plans? Obviously, you're planning for. Is it a dream business for you, or tell us about?
No.
I mean, obviously, I'd like to know how it actually started first. So tell us about the transformation from working as obviously coordinator to actually, decided to go with the jewelry business. How did you actually start?
So I was a project manager in pharma, right? And there's a lot of pressure and a lot of like work on it. And I tend to do longer hours than I should. My mental health has been not great, So for me, making jewelry is my creative release. So I've been making jewelry since when I was a kid, when my tita Monef...
Okay, that's a passion.
Yeah, it was almost like a hobby. It was like a hobby.
So
my tita Monef brought me to a palenque once with like those beads on the side. So I've been making them since I was a kid. And then every now and again, like when I was a student or when I don't have money to give people presents, I would just make jewelry for them. So I've been doing it since I was in the Philippines.
Okay, that's good.
And then I actually got engaged in 2022. And then I was looking for Capiz jewelry. And I couldn't find any that I liked.
So you were still working?
I was still working.
Linking as a coordinator, right?
Yeah.
But you already starting creating this jewelry stuff? Or how did you actually... Or you're planning to, I'm going to get all this registered. You have to register the business first. So how did you actually start?
I actually just updated it on Etsy at first. So basically, I wanted some Capiz jewelry. I couldn't get any. I bought Capiz and made jewelry, but then I had all this leftover Capiz. And then my friends, why don't you put it on Etsy? So I put it on Etsy.
Etsy is online.
Etsy is an online platform
to sell like an eBay or.
It's kind of like that, but it's for creatives, like handmade stuff and like crocheted things and like like creative people go to Etsy and like sell their products.
But you can get that on Amazon stuff as well, can't you?
Yeah, but it's more like a niche.
Like just for creatives.
You go to Etsy to get like personalized things and like handmade stuff and things. Like Amazon, you can get anything online.
So you're starting online business pretty much. That jewelry that you created, you sell it online, which is that
which
website.
Is Etsy.
Okay, so then how did you actually transform from full-time coordinators to full-time businesswoman?
I'm actually not a full-time businesswoman yet.
Have you?
No.
Okay, so tell us the story. So 2020 to now we're 2025. So you're 3 years in business, correct? Understanding?
Yes.
So 3 years in the business and you're still working up to now?
Yeah. So 2022 I got engaged. And then I had all these Capiz and then I started putting out on Etsy. And then I don't have the name yet. and things like that.
I think you're still working, right?
So
As you
I'm
said.
still working. So I actually listed my first listing on Etsy in 2023.
Okay.
March 2023.
Right.
So I kind of like
2 years. Yes, more than 2 years.
More than 2 years.
Yeah. Did you actually starting marketing those stuff already, apart from selling online now? Because now you're doing something else. I mean, obviously
Yeah.
you're doing those barrio fiestas
Yeah.
and everything now. And also you're doing a lot of promotions stuff, right?
Yeah, I am.
So you're now kind of really in getting to the business much more than it was.
Yeah. So, okay, let me start again.
Yes,
Sorry.
Yeah.
So, March 2023, I listed my first Etsy listing. And then I didn't think anything would come of it. But people were buying the Capiz stuff from online.
Yeah.
And then I thought, oh, you know, my best-selling collection is the Araw collection, you know, the Philippine
Araw,
Sun.
yeah.
And then I said, oh, it would be nice if I have one of those. And then I started with the necklace.
Yeah,
this
that's
necklace
what, like
and,
we're wearing.
and the stud.
Yeah.
And then people just kept buying them. And I just keep putting the money back because I didn't need the money that it generates.
So you
because
just
I had
kind of reinvested the money all the time.
investing the money all the
just
time.
keep rolling.
Yeah.
So when you get money, you just double the investment.
So I'm just like, oh,
That's good.
Araw, let's expand that range because people are really buying
Nice.
it. So that's from March 2023 till December 2023 when I quit the full-time project management.
Okay.
And then I did 6 months of just full-time business.
Okay. So you actually quit
so
that job and
I
then
did.
you did full time
I
for 6
did.
months. And then what happened on
And
that 6
then
months?
after 6 months, my savings have gone
I understand.
depleted.
Okay, so that's a very good point, right? So now, because some people actually, when I did mine to convert from employment to full-time videographer, same thing. Like I just get the booking and everything, and then just completely, bam, that's it. Decision making wise, I said, oh, crikey, and what's going to happen if there's no booking, right? But then, in your experience, you had this 6-time full-time business, and then when you look in your bank statement, oh crikey, this is not good. So you just worried and find another job.
Yeah.
Or did you actually get back to the same job, or?
No, I now am doing a clinical trial coordinator job, which is actually more aligned to what I want to do. It's in lymphoma research, cancer research.
Okay.
Because that's what I studied in my.
Which is that's your profession, right?
Yeah, genetics
Just
and
related
medical
stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I wanted to go into cancer research.
Okay, that's good.
In fact, before I got the project management position, I actually was applying for PhDs to carry on the academia route.
Ano yung nagtulak sa'yo para pasukin ang jewelry entrepreneurship?
It was my hobby.
Yeah.
And I enjoy making jewelry, hand making jewelry.
Okay.
So I just thought maybe I could create something, rediscover my heritage.
Okay.
Yeah, Capiz is very much like a traditional Filipino craft.
Galing.
So I wanted to connect it to my heritage.
Paano nabuo yung Aking Sinta?
So I was thinking of names, and a lot of jewelers would put something studios or like their names on their brand. But I wanted a Tagalog name for my brand because I wanted to link it to the Philippines. And Aking Sinta is actually what my husband calls me.
Oh, okay. So
like
it's come from him.
It's come from him because basically I didn't want to be called babe or things like that. So he asked me, what is my love in Tagalog? So I said, Aking Sinta. So he calls me Aking Sinta.
Okay, so that's the brand.
So
that's
the
cool.
brand
That's
name,
very cool. Ang galing nun Ang galing ng branding mo. Ang galing sa kanya mismo, ano? Sa dami ng mga gumagawa ng jewelries, ano yung pinaka-unique selling point ng ginagawa mo para maiba ka sa kanila, sa tingin mo?
I think it's because I'm Filipino inspired.
Yeah.
And I try to weave stories into my creations.
Okay.
Like if you looked at the website, it would be like stories of me growing up on my lolo's backyard with wind chimes and things with the Capiz.
Yeah.
And the Araw is like obviously the flag of the Philippines, and like I weave personal stories from the Philippines into my creations. Basically, I think that's what sets me apart.
Ano na yung mga challenges na sa tingin mo talagang sobrang mabigat kung mayroon man? Kung ano yung meron so far in the last, kasi ilang taon na tumatakbo yung negosyo mo?
Like more than 2 years now.
2 years
coming
na.
up to 3
So
years, yeah.
kung ano yung biggest challenges na encounter mo so far, meron na ba?
There's challenges every day.
Okay. What the biggest one do you remember that you can share?
I think the biggest challenge was getting my arrow designs to where I want them to be. I wanted like really dainty pieces, and I really wanted the arrow to have 3 distinct grays, and you know, not just like molded or anything. I just want them to be cut that way, a certain way. And some manufacturers actually said they can't do it. So finding the right manufacturer to make the products to my liking, because I'm a bit of a perfectionist. So up to the millimeter, I would like change the sample because it's not perfect and things like that. That's the biggest challenge, but I really wanted to make it perfect. I wanted a product that I am very proud of marketing and telling people, yes, it's a good product. Buy it and you'll see how good it is.
Anong pakiramdam nung may nakikita mo yung mga jewelry mo suot ng hindi lang Pilipino? Kasi may mga... Ano pakiramdam nang nakikita mo yung mga ginagawa?
I feel very proud of myself, kuya. I'm literally like, oh my God, there's this like English people loving them, and like people in French. I had like a couple from Belgium yesterday that bought some of my products. I think I designed my pieces to be timeless, so anyone can wear them. It's not just for Filipinos. So if you see the arrow, the sun, if you see it on a normal maker's market, which I used to do in the beginning, you'll still see, oh, that's a really cute sun. I'd still wear that. But I like it when Filipinos come to me in like a normal English market, and they'll be like, oh my God, that's the sun from the Filipino flag. And then you just see the happiness on their face and like excitement. Sobrang nakaka-proud.
Galing. So dun sa lahat ng mga ginawa mong design, so yung araw ba talaga yung pinakamabili?
Opo.
Sa lahat?
Sa lahat. And then even with my new collection, I'm playing with gemstones po. That like a lot of people are coming back to now because of the whole gemstone meanings and things like that. I try to integrate the arrow on it as well, because it just gives that little bit of more, oh, this is Filipino.
Sobrang mga Pilipino nga. Yun yung nakita natin lahat. Kasi alam natin na talaga nasa flag ng Philippine flag yan, di ba? Bakit mo naisip na gawing i-incorporate dun sa alahas yung araw itself?
I've always wanted one. I've seen like
may mga gumagawa na niyan, maliban sa'yo?
Meron. But they're in America. They're in Canada.
So there's nothing in Europe?
There's nothing in Europe. There's nothing in the UK that does the arrow. So I wanted it, but I didn't want to pay for customs fee.
Of course.
So maybe I could create it. So the money that I got from selling the Capiz jewelry, I reinvested into developing the arrow collection.
So you actually made the design in the UK itself, in everything? Ikaw
I designed this.
And then,
I drew it.
And manufactured in here. And then you created it in here, pretty much.
No,
do you have the supplier that you
I have a manufacturer.
Ngayon na tumatakbo na yung negosyo at sabi mo nga, 'di ba? Bumalik ka sa trabaho ulit. Sa tingin mo, in the next 2 years time, yung income mo na kinikita ngayon sa obviously sa part-time job, mas magpo-full-time na sa business?
I'm hoping so.
When is your target?
Target is December. Well,
this year.
November this year.
This year na mag-full-time na.
Na mag-full-time.
Na hindi ka na talaga magpa-part-time ng iba. You actually did it before na, 'di ba? Na parang nag-full-time ka 6 months, but then eventually, yun yung gusto kong malaman na bakit? Sa tingin mo, ano yung naging problema? Obviously, nababawasan na yung savings and everything.
Natakot ako, kuya.
Sa lahat ng gusto magnegosyo minsan, yun lang talaga yung kailangan yung mindset na natatakot, di ba? So, ano sa tingin mo, yung, nung sinubukan mo na, tapos, uy, tika muna, parang hindi ko pa kinikita yung kikitain ko sa trabaho, di ba? Kasi sa trabaho kasi maganda naman talaga may 9 to 5, di ba? Pero ang problema lang kasi doon, yung income mo is fixed. Yun na yung maximum wala na doon Wala na susobra doon kahit unless mag-overtime ka. But then very minimal. Pero sa business, kapag binigay mo yung mas maraming oras, mas maraming kita potentially, di ba? Lalo sa inyo kasi pag maraming benta, mas maraming kita potentially, di ba? So kung ibibigay mo yung oras talaga sa pagnenegosyo, the chances are mas maraming pera. Tama ba?
Tama.
Wala bang regret sa'yo na dapat diniretso ko na yung 6 month na yun?
Merong regret. Dapat diniretso ko na, pero I didn't want to take money out of the business. I was scared, but it was also a strategic decision. Because if I pay myself from the business, I'll have to pay tax on my earnings from the business. And the business has to pay tax, my pension, my things.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to do it like by the book.
Okay.
Well, I am doing it by the book.
Yeah.
So if I take money out of the business, I'll have to do all those things. And that is taking money out of the business. So I calculated that if I work 3 days, this many hours, 20 hours a week, 22 and a half hours a week I do, then I can just pay my basic bills. I can live off that and I don't have to take money out of the business.
Nice.
And in terms of that, I actually sometimes run out of time to do orders and things like that that maybe would push the business further. But at the same time, the money that I can reinvest in product development, it's kind of like a balancing act.
Okay. So, may mga tao ka na ba ngayon nakakatuwang o ikaw lang solopreneur? So,
I give part-time jobs to uni students that want to help.
Nice.
Like,
Filipino rin itong mga tinutulungan mo?
Filipino. So, I got connections at Manchester Filipino Society.
Okay.
Yun ang mga bata na sa university.
To give them a chance to work.
To work and
earn money.
Yeah.
Nice one. Ang galing. Ang galing naman nun. Sa tingin mo nga, sabi mo, December. Oo. So, ano yung gusto, in terms of expansion, what's the plan in the next 5 years' time with Aking Sinta?
The money that I'm saving from not paying myself, I'm actually investing on finding manufacturers in the Philippines. And I want to move away from me hand-making stuff. And moving it to partnerships with artisans in the Philippines.
Yes, so you just design it and just manufacture it in the Philippines.
Exactly.
And collaborate with them.
Yeah, I want to help the artisans have like a constant stream of income and things like that. So that's the dream. That's always been the dream. That's always been the vision for Aking Sinta, is to help people back home and like give back that way. So yeah, hopefully.
So yun yung mga gusto mong ibigay sa mga kababayan nating kahit nasa Pilipinas sila na makapag-collaborate sa'yo in terms of creating those jewelry stuff.
So I have potential partners in mind, and I'm actually hoping to go to Manila Fame in October so I can meet with potential manufacturers.
Para sa'yo, ano yung tagumpay?
Tagumpay for me means retiring my mom.
Okay. Alright.
Giving her a house.
Okay. Pag nangyari yun yung masasabi mong tagumpay ka na?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think it will happen in the next 5-10 years? It will?
I'm hoping in the next 5 years because my mom is, she's worked really hard.
Okay. So ngayon, that's good. So kung may papayo ka sa mga Pilipino na gusto rin mag-negotiate, doesn't necessarily sa alahas, ano yung gusto mong ma-advise sa kanila?
Dapat passionate talaga sila.
Okay.
Because it's hard work.
Okay.
It's really, really hard work. So you need to enjoy it to get something out of it. And I would say, just keep going. And make sure that the challenges don't stop you from finding a solution around them. And this is something that I should have advised myself or listened to some people's advice, but ask for help.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't just carry everything by yourself.
Okay.
So a lot of people, if you tell them your vision, they are more than willing to help. So, yeah.
Imbitahan natin sila. Saan matatagpuan at mahahanap ang Aking Sinta?
I invite everyone to check out Aking Sinta Jewellery. I now have a website. I'm still on Etsy, but I now have a website, akingsinta.co.uk. I'm always on Instagram. I'm trying to get into YouTube, Facebook, and all the other platforms, but mainly I'm every day on Instagram if you want to chat with me. But I would say check out the website, akingsinta.co.uk. I poured my heart out in like creating the stories behind it and like the photography. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so I don't put pictures that I'm not really happy with. So I worked really hard on the website, and I hope people find some value on it as well. I do Filipino blogs, so I invite you to submit some stories as well if you'd like. But that is the essence of Aking Sinta all in one place. So come check us out. And we're doing Barrio Fiestas, so yeah, Instagram is the place to see where the next pop-up would be.
Okay, meron pa tayo isang segment na konti. Mabilis ang tanong lang to. So
Okay,
fast talk.
okay.
Okay lang ba tayo dito? Gold or silver?
Gold.
Classic o statement piece?
Statement.
Okay. Studio work or market events?
Ooh, market events.
Oh, yeah. I think you're doing yesterday.
Very close. Very close.
Solo creator or creative team?
Creative team.
Tahimik na tagumpay o malaking selebrasyon?
Tahimik na tagumpay. Although, I'm not sure my screams when I get like a milestones at home, my husband would say tahimik. But like, I don't like a big party or anything like that. I used to, but now it's like, it's all that little moments of like, yes, I
So,
did
tahimik.
it. Tahimik.
Tagumpay. Maraming salamat ulit sa pagpapaunlak at sana ay, you know, I mean, obviously, hopefully, may matulong din sa'yo yung makakapanood. Sana mag-avail din sila ng mga jewelries mo. At really na-appreciate namin yung time mo.
Thank you.
Okay. So, maraming salamat ulit mga ka-GSS sa oras na pinaglob nyo sa amin at kung kayo po may napulot na aral, please share and subscribe po sa aming channel. Maraming salamat po.